Hello YouTubers, Michael here again from Xcub 60cc build and review. As promised, a follow-up onto first of all where I'm at, what stage I'm at in the build, and also a quick review of these lights that I've just received from eBay. Out of all places. Hobby shops here in Australia don't sell these lights, and I don't know why not. Because they do complete a scale model. If you're that's from my point of view, my opinion, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that opinion at all. But what you get in the kit is 3 lights. You get a green light, which is for the right wing, and they are LED. They are self-powered. They have a rechargeable battery internally, so you just connect a mini USB onto the charger that it comes with out of the box. Comes with 3 flash modes, and that's the fast flash mode. Then you've got the semi-fast flash mode, or number 2. Then you've got the heartbeat flash mode. They are very realistic looking and very realistic in function. Not quite secure yet. I have to secure these once I've made up my mind exactly how and where. But they will be going on the wing. These, the green one and the red one at the very least. The clear one, I'm not sure where that'll be going yet. It'll be going either on the roof of the aircraft or towards the back, because clear lights on planes, unlike cars, are actually for the rear. On a car, clear lights are at the front. On a plane, they are at the back. It does come with landing lights, which I'll set up for the flaps, so when I go flaps down, they will activate. However, these ones, of course, are manual. These ones will be on a receiver. They take anywhere from 2 to 6S battery packs. These are self-powered, as I said before. That's the red one there. And that's the clear one over there. Now, in terms of what stage I'm at the build, I've now glued into place the horizontal stabilizer, or stabilizers, and the vertical stabilizer. The rudder and the elevators I'm going to do tomorrow once all the glue has dried. But so far, all the gluing, most of the gluing's been done. The only thing I've really got to glue next is just the hinges for the rudder and the elevators, and then put the undercarriage on. Electronics have been done. After that, it's just down to the engine installation, cowl. Engine installation might take a little bit longer because I am waiting on an onboard starter from EME, which should be within the next 3 weeks. Haven't quite made up my mind 100% yet, so I haven't pulled the trigger on ordering that, but more than likely 99% I will. Just makes life a lot easier. Instead of having to hand spin a propeller, it's easier just to flick a switch on the transmitter and the engine spins, especially for priming, because the most difficult thing with gas engines is prior to running them, you have to prime them. And to prime them, the easiest method would be to put your finger on top of the carburetor hole, spin the engine while it's on full throttle. That's of course with your ignition off. So spin the engine when you're on full throttle, wait for the fuel to climb up to the carburetor, and then turn the ignition on, then crank it. If it cranks, switch on the ignition and then do it again till it spins. But because the DLE55 RA has the carburetor at the back of the engine, of course there'll be a cowl here. The cowl comes up to there, propeller's here. There's no way for me to put my finger on the carburetor, and I'm not going to drill a hole specifically just to do that. So in layman terms, that means it will take a long time to get fuel into the carburetor. I'd have to spin the engine by hand probably around about 30 or 40 times before fuel starts to be pumped into the carby, which means the engine will be live. So instead of doing that, I'd let the electric starter crank it for me 30 or 40 times, or however long it takes. And then once it cranks, obviously I'll be turning off the choke, opening the carburetor, and then starting the engine. It saves muscle power. It's not a lazy thing. I mean, my Super Cub has a carburetor at the front, and I've got no intentions of replacing the engine to a DLE or an EME specifically for the electric starter. I'll leave that as an evolution because the carb is at the front, easy for me to pump the fuel in, as I said, to spin the propeller around about 6 or 7 times because I can see the fuel going in. Whereas this I won't be able to see the fuel going in because the carb is at the back. But the evolution is at the front. That's on the 33GX, not the 60. Making it a lot easier to start by hand. I don't even need an electric starter for that. This more than likely will need an electric starter to do that. A lot of people go without. I don't quite know why. I can understand for aerobatic pilots why they don't, because it adds around about 200 grams of weight. But for a scale pilot, for a scale aircraft and scale build just like this, being a short nose for the Cub, long tail, you actually do need weight here. Albeit probably around about 10 to 15 grams. I'm adding 200, which means it will be nose heavy. So we'll be having to counter by either placing the batteries towards the rear or adding weight to the back. Not fussed about too much weight because as long as it does fly and stays under the 13.5 kilo mark, that gives me 1-to-1 thrust to weight ratio as I explained in the earlier videos, I'll be happy. So anything above 13 to 13.5, I'll probably have to reduce weight. But that's in the upcoming videos. I'm still waiting for a few parts. Probably around about 3 to 4 weeks, this will be ready for its maiden flight. So once again, subscribe if you haven't, comment if you must. But until the next video, I do thank you for watching my uploads and also sharing this this build with me. And I look forward to talking to you again shortly in the next video.